Have you seen that, like, everyone's having this weird discussion on Twitter right now about kids and, like, LGBT pride parades and whether or not...
Yeah.
Why is this the discussion? Why is this the debate of the day?
Now?
Why?
Is that debate happening now? That debate has been going on forever.
Maybe my timeline is too clean, but I have yet to see a single person come out and say, yeah, they should. Oh, wait, except for Vito. But Vito's a contrarian, so of course he had that take. But
I see people quote tweeting people saying they should and then roasting them.
Yeah, because that's pedo. That's pedo shit. Well, I can't think of any argument. It's like, kids should be around, like, kink shit. I can't think of any way you could argue for that without being a pedo. Am I wrong?
I guess you're not when I
Because why would you want kids to be around sexual shit? Like, that just sounds like pedo shit.
I didn't immediately jump to pedo in my mind. I don't know why. I just was like, why? Like, this isn't something kids should be looking at, like, at all.
Well, this is my thing, right?
Like if a kid, like, accidentally opens Daddy's Playboy magazine, is that pedo shit? No, but should they be doing it? No, you know? So I didn't really think of pedo shit, but I mean, I get where you're coming from, yeah.
I don't know, dude.
With your opinion.
I'm just saying, like, if this is the hill you choose to die on, if this is, like, the big thing that needs to happen, like, kids should be absolutely subjected to this. I'm like, okay, why do you feel so confident about this? Like, what's going on here? Like, why do you feel like this is something that needs to happen? Like, they're not saying that they're just okay with kids being around this. They're like, kids need to see this, all right?
Yeah, that's a weird
They need to learn about this. Like, why? Why is that? Even if you think that, which I obviously think that you're a degenerate, but it's like, even if you think that, why would you go on social media and, like, keyboard warrior this so hard? Like, this is something that you feel so strongly about that you need to, like, spread the good word of. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, that's a little weird. Like, I disagree with the opinion that, like, the kink shit should be in the pride parades with kids around, but then the extra mile of saying kids need to see this or should be subject
right.
to it, now that's pedo.
You gotta think about, like, where that's coming from.
Mindset.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, that's pedo mindset. As for the people who are saying it should be there and, like, kids need to, like, just don't bring your kids to the pride parade, I guess that's an opinion, not one I agree with, but that's less of a pedo opinion. Here's the thing about LGBT. We need to, like, normalize it, right? Obviously, like, you shouldn't kink shame, but, like, I also don't think kink should be, like, a public thing. That's something you do in private, right? If we want to normalize LGBT, like, let's say there's, like, someone who's, like, really homophobic and old, like someone who grew up in the 30s or whatever, and they see a pride parade and then they see the kink shit. Like, you can't necessarily blame them for, like, being like, oh, that shit's degenerate, you know, because they just see both of that shit together. I don't know. I think it should just be a parade celebrating LGBT.
Yeah, you're a pedo.
Not like...
No, I'm just kidding.
But not the kink shit. I don't want the kink shit in there.
Yeah, get that shit out of my face. Here's what I'm thinking, though, right? This goes back to a lot of conversations that people have on Twitter. Do you remember, like, a few years ago when there would be people that we would follow on Twitter? This goes on the other side of the conversation, right? There's people whose whole personality is finding, like, random pedos on Twitter, like people just posting on Twitter, whether they're pedos or trolls or whatever the fuck, finding these people and being like, look, guys, here's a pedo. And it's like, okay, yeah, like, obviously pedo bad, right? But it's like, I feel like a lot of these people have, like, their entire personality is, guys, I don't like pedos, and, like, I'm gonna go on Twitter and find them and just quote tweet them. It feels like a kind of a clout thing to me, right? So, like, I'm seeing all this conversation go out on Twitter, and I'm like, maybe my feed is so innocent, but I'm not seeing anybody come out with the take that this should be forced on kids. So I'm like, what is going on? Why is this conversation happening on Twitter? It's like, it's AIDS for, like, two different reasons. I don't know. Because I feel like it's just a lot of, like, clout chasey, like, because people think they're so brave, like, you know, just finding random people on Twitter and being like, here, look, guys, here's a pedo. It's like, just what the fuck? I don't know. That's not an Asean take. Fuck off, dude. I'm sick and tired of every, like, middle-aged woman being like, you sound like Greg. That sounds like something Greg would say.
You're
off.
like a little mini Greg.
You know what?
Greg. Shut up.
Connor, in fairness, Connor wasn't here for the Anti-O saga, so I'm completely brain dead when I hear arguments like this. But yeah, no, fuck off with that shit. I'm actually gonna delete your comment for being too cringe. Fuck off, Connor. No, literally. It's actually like, you know, you give, like, any sort of nuance. Jesus, chill, Augie. What do you mean it's the after hours? When had this show ever been chill? I'm just saying, all right? I look at this from two different perspectives, and I'm like, you know, people's whole personality is like, oh, guys, here's some pedos on Twitter, and it's like, okay, but what are you getting done? What are you accomplishing by just making your quote tweet of the day for clout, other than getting Twitter likes? I don't know. You quote tweeting some random pedo isn't gonna cause it to, like, get stopped or something like that. It's just, it's a clout move.